Hi everybody, this is Darkblade X of Dark Enforcers, aka Black Hawk Division Leader for DCUO. What's good? Today's feat we're doing Stampy. This takes place in the Tier 6 raid, Halls of Hades, which is part of the Amazon Fury Part 2 DLC. Depending on what you do before you fight Cerberus, this feat is either a fail or a win. It all depends on what you do before you fight Cerberus. Now, you can do this whenever you feel like doing it, but this is something that must be done before you fight Cerberus. Right here is the pool of Left. You're going to actually have to complete this area. Now, to do this part, you're going to have to pull all the guards into the pool and defeat them there. Every single last one. Okay, so you're going to need the team with you, especially if you're coming in here at CR. Which means that everybody in your team is like, 116 or lower. You're going to need to group with you. Okay, right there is an item of lore known as the feat item. Those feet are used to stomp out the fires, which are going to take place at the boss room. You must have that item if you're going to get this feat. Without that item, it is impossible to get the feat. You must have the feat. Keep that in mind. Now we're going to switch to an actual clip of me actually performing the feat. I just wanted to show you guys where the item of lore, the feat, were at. Now there's another item of lore that you are required to have. Without it, none of the fires you put out will ever count. And this is where a lot of people mess up, because they already have the item of lore feat. They're trying to figure out why isn't it counting. I put out the fires, it's not counting towards the feat. What's going on? This is what people are forgetting. The second item that you need is the item of lore, the weapon. The weapon that can actually do damage to Cerberus. Without that weapon, none of the fires you put out will count towards defeat at all. At all. Now, this is also important too, so listen up. For the fires to count, not only do you need to have the weapon on you, you need to use it. If you never use that weapon, none of the fires that you put out will count. When you first get Cerberus into the room, I suggest giving the weapon to the tank, somebody who won't attack it. Give the weapon to the tank, let the tank use the weapon, so they know not to attack it. Alright? When the battle first starts, pull Cerberus into a corner, use the weapon on him, and then stop attacking Cerberus. You see, you don't have to actually hurt Cerberus, he just needs to be hurtable. Without that weapon, he's not hurtable. So, hurt Cerberus, use a weapon on him, and then your attacks start to hurt him. At that point, every fireball that he throws around the room, when it gets put out, will count towards the feat. Alright? So now the person that has the item of lore, the feat, will now need to walk around the perimeter of the fire, or just walk into the fire, period, and the fire will get put out. However, keep in mind that sometimes the fire bugs, and the fire will actually do damage to you even when it's not supposed to. The safest bet is to actually walk around the perimeter of the fire instead of actually walking into it. Keep that in mind. So, once you get into the fire, it's called Stampy for a reason. Walk around the perimeter of the fire, and your walks will put out the fire. You must do this a total of 10 times at least for the feat. Yes, that's right. A total of 10 times. 10 times. If you wish to go over that 10, that's up to you completely. It doesn't really matter. And don't quote me on this, but wiping, I'm not sure if it resets the count or if you can keep going. However, I can say this much. This feat pops as soon as you do it. As soon as it happens. So, test it out yourself. Don't be discouraged if you wipe. It may still pop for you. Just keep a count. With that being said, let me also put you in another perspective. It doesn't matter how high your CR is, or how low your CR is for this feat. There is no way to speed this process up whatsoever. There is nothing you can do to speed this up. However, there are multiple things you can do to slow the process down. Such as, wiping. That's about it. Yeah. Or you do too much damage and you kill the boss, and yeah. Like I said, there's no way to speed this up, so get ready for a nice little wait. Which is one of the reasons why it's so important to come in here with roles that are ready to work. A tank that can tank, healers that can heal, trolls that control, DPSs that can, well, know when not to DPS. Yeah. I went there. Now on to actually how to survive this room, because you're going to need to do that. I suggest having your tank Cerberus in the corner away from the door. That's right, away from the door. Pretty much what you're going to do is you're just going to keep using your pool powers. If you have a taunt, that works even better. Don't be afraid to use your taunts. Your taunts are incredibly powerful. So what you want to do is, even at that level, it might be a good idea to spam it. Pretty much you want to keep Cerberus on you 24/7 so that he cannot go into your group and do any damage towards them, because, well, let's face it, at those levels of 116 and lower, you're going to need to keep Cerberus's attacks all on you and away from your group. So what you want to do is pretty much, if you spam your pulls, especially if you spam your taunt, he's not going anywhere. But that's saying that you spam your taunt. He won't go anywhere, he will stay on you the whole time, and randomly he will spit out fireballs and keep away from your group, okay? So that's the main idea, is to keep Cerberus away from your group, because they do not have the life to live through any of those attacks. Keep him away from your group.
Okay.
Unlike what's actually going on in the video. Yeah. Like I said, if I actually just spanned my taunt out, he would stay there. So yeah, keep him away from your group by losing your taunt. Not so much your pull, but your taunt. Taunt is way better. So use your taunt, keep him on you the entire time and away from your group. Also, while you're doing that, what your group should be is pretty much along the outside of the room, trying to put as much feet between them and Cerberus. When those fireballs come out, they want enough time to actually see and move away from the fireballs. If they're dead up on it, it might be too late. The fireballs are a one-shot. Alright, at those CRs. Especially at those CRs, fireballs are a one-shot. So, pretty much you want your group as far back away as possible. That's why I would suggest pull them into a corner, either corner. Rule of thumb is the gate where Cersei and Wonder Woman stand when you're talking to you during the cutscene. You want them on the other two gates, on the opposite side. Matter of fact, a good place is the gate that Cerberus actually comes out of. That's a good place to tank him, like I'm doing in the video. Take him there and have the rest of the group just stand back, because those fireballs do fly, and the further they have to go, the more they can actually move out the way when they see it. Those fireballs come pretty fast, keep that in mind. See? Right there? Yeah.
Oh yeah, she was on here a couple days ago.
Fast.
She doesn't have any DLC right now. Her legendary ran out, so she'll get it back soon, she said. It might be a week or so though.
Okay. Okay, bro. Keep in mind, but...
Alright.
Take care. Bye, guys. See you tomorrow.
Yeah. Alright, sorry, I'm back. I had to explain stuff.
Protect me.
Well, no, it's kind of, you know, it's kinda that awkward moment where your officer says, hey, what the hell, you're not a leader anymore?
Hera, guide my attack.
I wanted to explain what was going on, though. Also, if my fan's too loud, just let me know.
Alright, once you put out all 11 fireballs, the feat is automatically granted. Automatically granted. See the fireball that just got put up next to me? Wait for it. Wait for it. There it is. Stampy. So keep that in mind. This feat is automatically granted. Now that it's granted, you are now free to take out Cerberus. Once again, remember to watch out for that one shot. It doesn't change the fact that you already beat him, but who wants to die anyway, right? So once again, watch out for him. When you see him drop, do not be in front of him. Right there, yeah, see? Don't do that. Alright guys, this is Darkblade X Exo Dark Enforcers, aka Black Hawk Division Leader for DCUO. Dark Enforcers, Darkness Rises.